There's so many great books that you can read when it comes to improving your investments, improving your life, and sales as well. I've been in the sales field for 7 years, and these are some of the reasons why I haven't really dabbled in or keep on reading new books. I think when I first started, I was such a sponge. I was trying to take in as much as I can when it comes to any books, knowledge regarding to the sales industry. When I first graduated, I was struggling to find a job, and it was taking like almost 3 to 4 months where I was just getting no replies on every single job post that I was getting. Even if I got some reply, the final examination or assessment just came down to a rejection. For someone who really believed into my skill set and I guess having some delusional confidence, which I'll touch base, I was like, I think I can do better than majority of the people out there and perform at a high level. Just my competitive nature, who I am as a person, and some of the beliefs that I had existing as a young kid. When I started dabbling in sales books and applying to it, it actually wasn't really connecting for some reason. Implementing these things about sales and people claiming that they're masters at what they do and using the lines that come along with it, it was just not working for me. And as I was keep on going, I would just say like, oh, this must be my rookie phase. This just must be just a short temporary period that I'm going through. One day something's gonna explode by just being there, right? Then I realized like my relationship skill set was quite not there. Like building the rapport, building the connection with people, the trust in a sense. Then I'm like, all right, let me get away from the sales tactic and focus more on the relationship side of things. Then they were just flat out saying no to me because I was not building any so much value. I was just building friendship, and people tend to say no easier to a friend rather than a stranger. They never saw me as a professional person. They just saw me as another friend who offers a service, in a sense, right? Like those friends that are realtors that don't do much, or the friends that do lawn service that only works with one client, the accountant that just dabbles all their friends on if they need taxes, right? Just another friend that offering a service. I was like, all right, let me dabble into the books again. And I found out as I was reading more books and talking to my sales trainer, a lot of the things they were saying was actually colliding. It was not actually similar, it was actually contradictory. Then I realized I was having a very confusing time on how I should sell and what I should say and the belief that I should have. Not only was I so young, in my early 20s, I just didn't have the people skills, the humility, I didn't have quite the confidence of who I am as a person and how I should portray myself, how should I represent myself, what kind of conversation should I have. Developing a style of sale, because everyone sells differently. Some people sell purely on emotion, people sell purely based on confidence, people sell based on like what other people are doing so that they should do it as well. The Jones effect, if you will. Some people just are very technical in a sense. And I was like, what is my skill set? What is my identity? And how should I present the product in a sense, right? And I think want to become successful at sales, it just is the repetitions, right? Finding the trial and error. Why are certain clients saying this thing, and why are some people saying a certain objection? Why are these people not buying? Are there the unqualified clientele? Okay, I have a qualified clientele. What are some things that are missing that I could implement to my presentation? And a lot of this actually comes from repetition rather than reading a book hoping that one of these reps actually end up becoming a sell. It's a high rejection industry that we are in. Like if you happen to sit with 10 people and 3 of them sell, you're considered a superstar in this industry. That means you got to go through 7 no's, knowing that you had 7 opportunities to make income or revenue to your company, and you have to be willing to walk away from those in order to get those 3 sales that what we call a phenomenal salesperson, right? So I think a lot of people get it wrong that a lot of the things that they have to do is they have to close on every single person that they see rather than going with the repetition, find the trial and errors, and slowly increasing from 3 sales out of 10 to 4 sales by just simply knowing the difference between, okay, how can I sell the extra client? What kind of effort do I need to put? What are some of the things that are changing in the economy that I should adjust? You always have to evolve your pitch or always adjust your pitch based on what's happening in the market and what are the conversations that are happening based on the person that's in front of you. And a lot of people, I think they're so focused on the mentality of closing now, close it today kind of thing, rather than saying, all right, being understanding and empathetic on why they are saying that. People tend to use this tactic where, you know, feel, felt, and found. I feel what you're talking about. You know, there's other people that are going through this, and this is what they found. I know what they're saying, and I feel this connection of uncertainty coming from a certain source. Sometimes people like to ask an extra layer of questions. I tend to know what people are really thinking about. It's more of concerns rather than, oh, I don't want to buy it kind of thing. Otherwise, they will not be sitting in front of you, right? So it always comes down to me, all right, how can I deliver the tonality and feeling and the body posture that I am understanding where they're coming from, and deliver the certainty that I have, knowing that the knowledge or the concern that they have, mainly the concern, is actually just a facade. What you have to know is not only your product, but you have to know the clientele in front of you. If you can't open them up, I always say you can't close them. The most important thing that I can tell for any sales person is, it is an emotional sell. Like the certainty that you deliver, the conviction. What I get to value more as I go through the years of sales is, it's not really about the book that you should read. It's not really about the phrase, the one-liners that you should focus on. It's more like listening and understanding why they're saying that, and the understanding of how you should deliver the statement, rather than saying, when someone says, I need to think about it, saying, well, what you got to think about in a sense, right? And I think people naturally know in their head how they should say it. It's just that their brain just instantly reacts to a certain situation and based on the phrase, rather than being in the position of understanding the customer, saying, okay, they're really trying to say no, but they're trying to be polite and nice. Why are they saying that? It's not really crossed into the head. It's just an instant reaction of a hijack that the brain takes over. And if people can be taking a second where they can take a step back and accept the reality and understand, okay, why are they saying that? They are not in a position of full decision of a yes or no. Why are they trying to stay in the middle? And if you can peel those layers and help the customer be in a position of winning, and you are in a position of understanding, because the gap of their belief is here and your belief is here, and this is the highest belief. Your job is to slowly get them there, and you meet them halfway. The more salespeople and professionals can be in a position of understanding rather than be more tactical, reading a book, and just able to understand real life situations, why certain things are happening, and auditing it and getting feedback from top representatives, I think it will be more streamlined on what you should do and focus on doing the same thing over and over again, which is going A to Z, rather than focusing on the phrases, the punchlines, and the books that has a very general, broad knowledge of how sales should be, rather than your specific industry, your specific product, who you are as a person. And if you can define who you are and create a belief of a product that is undescribable in your terms, and build that repetition where your confidence just keeps on growing to another belief, I think that just creates another narrative to your own sales journey. So that's some of the reasons why I don't read a book that someone has no relationship with me, no relevancy to my industry, and have not a specific knowledge or talking in the narrative about my product. So that's my advice on for those who are reading or trying to receive information and thinking that they're going to get an aha moment, rather than investing their time in their own self and being self-aware on what you should do going through the trial and error. I hope that gives you a lot of value, and I wish you luck on your sales journey for someone who's done it for 7 years and going through the roller coasters and still trying to make it. I wish you guys the best, and just don't give up. If it's a product that you really, really love and feel like you don't have to really sell it, but just talk about it and people should buy it, but just saying how it is because it sells itself. Peace.